Hello, everybody. Uh, so my original plan for this was to stay up, like stream and then stay up like for hours and then do the Nintendo Direct in the morning. I realized how dumb of an idea that was. I went to bed, right? I'm like, I'll just do the Nintendo Direct when I get up, set the alarm and everything, and then slept right through the alarm. So, yeah, plan completely dashed. Yeah, the meme I posted about streaming schedules was serious. I'm terrible at them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch the Nintendo Direct, and we'll talk about it for a bit. I'm doing it now because I am unable to avoid spoilers for this. I was gonna wait till maybe later if I wasn't able to watch it this morning, but it's almost impossible to avoid spoilers. Apparently, this Direct was absolutely amazing, and yeah, I'm already spoiled on a couple of things. I guess there's a new Metroid game, Marvel vs. Capcom thing and stuff. So, yeah, I'm just to watch it, stream it, get out of the way. I'll get this uploaded to YouTube afterwards, and I'll have it live in a bit. Yeah, and then I'll be back later today with some actual games to play. But yeah, just kind of nuts. Plans, best plans went all crazy, and it's been kind of a wacky week. Anyways, all right. So yeah, we'll get started on that. I'm not gonna waste too much time with preambles and stuff. Let's see here. Get the music paused and get my Nintendo directly to you. Boom. Look at that. All right. An hour and 14 minutes? I thought this was 40 minutes long. Is this... Oh, that's why. When does it actually start? Does it? Whoa. 29... 30 minutes into the video? Holy crap. Alright. What is this?
Huh? Luigi! Yeah.
Yo, what? What the? A brand new Mario and Luigi game. Oh my god, this looks amazing. Wow. What's it called? What's it called? Brothership? What is that? I know what it is, but like, what a title.
Hello everyone, I'm Shinya Takahashi, and I'll be your guide for today's Nintendo Direct. That was the first new entry in the Mario and Luigi series in almost 9 years. Mario and Luigi Brothership.
It really has been a while. I thought they weren't going to make any more because Alpha Dream got shut down.
Unfolds across mysterious islands, as well as evolved Bros moves with Mario and Luigi.
This looks amazing.
Okay, let's see the first batch of headlines.
No release date?
Championships home or on the go. The thrill of the Nintendo World Championships is heading to the Nintendo Switch system. Take on
No release date for that? Because that's kind of a bummer.
from across 13 NES games.
I wonder if that's...
Fast beats to
I don't know. Switch 2, perhaps? Just not saying it?
familiarize yourself with each challenge and
It's got to be a next year release then.
then give it your best shot and aim for the top of the online leaderboards. You can also try more difficult legend challenges,
Because I would think that they would be doing like
like completing Super Mario Bros. In one go.
it's like some cross-gen releases, you know, where it's going to be Switch and Switch 2, and the Switch 2 will be just enhanced.
Classified
So, you know, you can either buy it on the Switch if you're not going to upgrade, or you can buy it on the Switch 2 if you are going to upgrade.
survival mode.
I think Nintendo might go with that strat. That would pad out the launch like release thing. Like they'll want, you know, what do they call it? The launch games.
Will you be the
You know, so it's like they don't really have to have a ton of like brand new titles because you'll be so excited that you have a Switch 2 that can play upgraded you know, Switch games. That they don't, you know, you'll have a couple of exclusives and then everything else would be the backward compatible like cross-gen edition stuff.
and other bonus
That'd be my guess is what they're going to do.
for pre-order. The final battle of Fairy Tail is about to begin.
行くぞハッピー
Relive the climactic Alvarez Empire arc from the hit anime Fairy Tail in this action RPG.
I never got into this one.
Set in the vast kingdom of Fiore, Team Natsu prepares to finish their fight.
いや俺が先に
Engage in real-time battles and unleash powerful attacks that fuse different kinds of magic based on who's in your party. Work together with your teammates to take down powerful enemies.
Yeah, Fairy Tail wasn't really my anime manga type thing. I saw a couple of stuff, like scenes from it. They were kind of cool, but
This winter,
I don't know. It just never grabbed me.
embark on a multi-dimensional journey.
Is this
From Final Fantasy series creator
It
Hiroyuki
is.
Sakaguchi and composer Nobuo Uematsu comes the turn-based RPG Fantasian.
Wow.
Is slowly being robbed of its civilization. To restore his memories, Leo must confront an evil entity threatening all mankind. Skills are the ticket to winning battles. Adjust a skill's trajectory to target multiple enemies at once. You can also send enemies you've encountered to a separate dimension and fight them later. The more enemies there are, the more you can wipe out in one shot.
Kind of a cool way of taking RPG mechanics you're not really a fan of and like putting a nice twist on them.
Fantasian Neo Dimension launches on Nintendo Switch this holiday.
I thought that'd be stuck on Apple Arcade forever.
Another sport is coming to Spoko Square. Basketball is being added as a free update to the Nintendo Switch sports game. Dribble, pass, and shoot. In 2-on-2 matches using motion controls.
It's like a Wii game,
Try
you know,
out 3-point
like
challenge solo and score as many baskets as you can within the time limit. Up to 4 players can also compete in 5-streak battle. Besides local play, you can team up with players worldwide in 2-on-2 online matches. This free update for Nintendo Switch Sports dunks its way onto Nintendo Switch this summer.
Oh wow, this is the game's art style. This is beautiful. Cool teaser.
An array of cartoon classics. Leap into a new update for Disney Illusion Island. Monarch's greatest detective is solving a mystery, and only Mickey and friends can help. In the brand new adventure, Mystery in Monarch, uncover hints and evidence scattered throughout the world, then use the dashboard to crack each case. What big secret lies at the end? Start sleuthing because this free update launches on Nintendo Switch later today. Island adventures await.
It's a cool looking game, but I never really got like into it.
Customize your character. Then befriend Hello Kitty, Kuromi, and other familiar faces.
Oh my god, it's Cinnamoroll. Don't tell Iron Mouse.
Team up with your new pals to solve mysteries and restore Friendship Island when Hello Kitty Island Adventure launches as a timed console exclusive on the Nintendo Switch system next year.
She would absolutely play this just for Cinnamoroll.
Let's get loony in this wacky sports game. Play as Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, and more across 4 arcade-style sports. Unleash the full power of Acme across iconic levels in up to 4-player local co-op. But watch out for falling anvils. Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports crashes onto Nintendo Switch this fall.
What's up, Doc?
That's all, folks.
Let's game on!
Emergency
What's with the
meeting.
reverb?
New crewmate and imposter roles are being added to Among Us. Alert others when eliminated as a noisemaker. Plant tracking devices on others as a tracker. Or turn invisible while taking out players as a phantom. Suss things out when this free update for Among Us sneaks onto Nintendo Switch later today. A monster army is at your command.
They're just blitzing through these announcements, aren't they?
This is
Hey, Chai Bean.
Felicidad, a realm of monsters. Those who command and raise them are called Farmagia and play a vital role in the land's civilization. 10 of Farmagia must rise up against the oppressive Magus to stop his vicious reign of the underworld. Raise monsters and lead them into the fight against the Magus' army. Plant seeds, then cultivate.
Oh my god, it's a farming simulator.
To make your buddies come to life.
What? It's farming Pokemon?
Train for battle.
Oh, thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it.
And exploit enemy weaknesses in action-packed combat. Merge all of the battle buddies in your party to call forth a giant fusion summon and wreak havoc on your foes.
This is kind of cool.
Everyone, attack!
It's like
Join
Pikmin with a farming sim with a Pokemon.
in Farmagia, launching on Nintendo Switch November 1st.
It's a marvelous game I should have expected. Oh my god, Donkey Kong?
Donkey Kong Country Returns, originally released on the Wii system, is barreling onto Nintendo Switch in HD. The villainous Tiki Tak tribe has hypnotized the local wildlife and stolen Donkey Kong's precious banana hoard. Obstacles in the way? Just stomp them, pound them, and roll on through. Each level
Right?
is filled with hijinks, but they're no match for these top bananas. From Manic Minecarts
Oh man. I played this on the Wii like ages ago. It's an awesome game.
and even hitching a ride on Rambi. There are plenty of transportation methods available. Pass a Joy-Con controller to a buddy for 2-player local co-op. 80 appealing levels are in store, including the additional levels from the Nintendo 3DS version.
Wow.
Donkey Kong Country Returns HD swings onto the Nintendo Switch system January 16th.
One of Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong's jungle escapades returns in HD. Plenty of wild actions and antics are in store with these Kongs. Next, please take a look at this.
What is this? Oh, wow. Dragon Quest. Wow, this looks amazing.
Journey with allies to face the Archfiend on an epic adventure. Memorable encounters, perplexing challenges, and formidable monsters await. An iconic RPG remade in HD 2D. Forge your own path.
Is that Coil Slab? Is that how I would say that for your username?
The legacy begins. Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. Coming to Nintendo Switch November 14th.
No advertising, man.
任天堂ダイレクトをご覧の皆様、こんにちは、堀井雄二です。ドラゴンクエスト3の映像、いかがでしたか？ようやく発売日を発表できて、僕も嬉しく思います。そして今日、サプライズで発表したドラゴンクエスト 1&2 も HD2D で蘇ることが決定しました。時系列としては3が物語の始めとなっており、3、1、2の順番でプレイしてもらうと、あっと驚く展開
3,
が
1, and 2. Okay.
ロト3部作となる3と 1&2 どちらもぜひ楽しんでもらえたら嬉しいです。どうも堀井雄二でした。
Thank you, Mr. Hori. We hope you're excited to play the entire Erdrick trilogy, now in HD 2D. Let's continue with more headlines.
Let's have some fun. Co.
Is that Funko Pop Legends game?
Say hello to Jaws? Wait, He-Man? Great Scott! Is that Marty McFly? The world of Funko is coming to life in this action-adventure mashup for the ages. Play with more than 60 characters as you explore locations based on over 20 iconic movies, TV shows, and more.
This looks awful.
Use special skills and crafted gadgets to explore epic worlds, each with their own unique puzzles, hidden areas, and familiar foes. Dinosaurs from Jurassic World and Cylons from Battlestar Galactica. They're certainly not toying around. Unbox the universe. When Funko Fusion pops onto Nintendo Switch,
Yeah, not a fan of that one.
We've got a smorgasbord of spooky, silly, and strategic games. Ready for an adventure of ghoulish proportions?
Yeah.
Summon your courage
Hello?
and explore multiple mansions filled with goofy ghosts,
I'm definitely playing this.
tricky traps,
This is definitely going to be a stream game.
supernatural shenanigans. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD.
I own this on the 3DS, and I've been wanting to stream it for a while, but the emulation on Citra is really bad for it.
Available now on Nintendo eShop.
So being able to play it on stream now is going to be awesome.
Denpa Man. Find him, catch him, and lead him on a joyful RPG adventure. Explore dungeons and battle monsters. Customize all sorts of outfits. Decorate your island however you'd like. And more. Plus, up to 4 players in local co-op can team up to catch special Denpa Men. The new Denpa Men is free to play and launches as a timed exclusive on Nintendo Switch July 22nd. Strategize away in this tower defense installment of the Metal Slug series. Take control of your forces and pulverize enemy strongholds.
Wait.
Choose from over 300 units with
This
different
is separate from
abilities.
the tactics version?
Out your decks to win tactical tussles. You can also slug it out with other players in online battles. Metal Slug Attack Reloaded storms onto the Nintendo Switch system later today.
Huh.
Embark on an expedition of the damned in this
Not really the,
eagerly-awaited sequel
like,
to the
I don't know. I like the run and gun of Metal Slug.
Board your stagecoach
I wish they'd make a new one.
across a decaying landscape to prevent an apocalypse.
But, I mean, it's cool that they're trying to do something new with the franchise, though.
Turn-based combat.
The tactics game looked better.
Upgrade your abilities after each deadly run. Darkest Dungeon 2 launches on Nintendo Switch July 15th.
I don't feel Darkest Dungeon 2 had as much of a
Nintendo eShop.
impact as Darkest Dungeon 1 did. I'm not sure why.
Classic titles are on the way. Play Link's classic 16-bit adventure and team up online to explore randomized dungeons in The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past 4 Swords. Experience the remake of Samus's first adventure in Metroid Zero Mission. Plus, coming to the new Nintendo 64, Nintendo Switch Online Mature 17 Plus collection of games. Brave the dangerous lost land to stop the campaigners' nefarious schemes in Turok: Dinosaur Hunter. And
Perfect Dark.
infiltrate a corporation to end their alien conspiracy in Perfect Dark, now with online multiplayer.
That frame rate looks a lot better.
Games will be available for Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack members later today. Set sail to save the day.
Valiant.
This is Verona, a young woman with the
Play
ability
the Super Nintendo version of Link to the Past. It's not worth it playing the Game Boy version.
Join her on a journey to save her friend Ash. In this new installment in the Phantom Brave series. Take on tactical turn-based battles. where you
Man,
combine
Switch is like the
phantoms
king
using
of cozy
friends and
RPGs,
objects
isn't it?
in various ways. Combine phantoms with certain objects to maneuver them. Combine with a cannon to attack a large area. A fan to blow enemies around. Or combine with Marona herself for show-stopping abilities that can turn the tide of battle. Phantom Brave, the Lost Hero, launches on Nintendo Switch next year. This one's gonna take you for a ride. 7 arcade games featuring Marvel and Capcom characters are fighting their
7?
way onto Nintendo Switch as one collection. Clash in X-Men vs. Street Fighter.
Wow.
Duke it out in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes. Take down the Kingpin in the beat-em-up side-scroller The Punisher, and more.
Oh my god.
Hit up training mode to polish your
Wait.
fighting skills and combos.
I'm going back on that one a little bit. I wanted to see the title announcements. First time I paused this, yeah. So we got X-Men Children of the Atom, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Super vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, MVC2, and The Punisher. What a, like, The Punisher? I feel like that one was just kind of like thrown in there. Don't get me wrong, it's an awesome beat 'em up, but just kind of like, okay. Wow, this is crazy to look at. Like, wow. Like, I don't, if you're not like steeped in fighting game lore, I don't think you realize how huge of a deal it is to look at the screen right now. Like, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 has not had a re-release since the PlayStation 3. It is like you haven't been able to buy it and play it on anything except for an Arcade 1-Up, which is a standalone home arcade machine. And of course, I'm sure it's going to show like that they have it all online and everything, because this is going to be just like their other fighting collections they've done. But I would imagine that Maximilian Dude is probably like crying right now from happiness. This is really just kind of like insane to look at. Like, I mean, there's so many ways to play these games now through emulation, and you can get Fightcade and play it, but it's like it's crazy to me because like to see all of these games, like people always complain about how like companies don't like they're not trying to preserve their games or anything like that. I think this is the first generation where like, yeah, a little bit of the PS4 era, but like this is the first generation, these last like 5 years or so, where you're starting to see more and more collections of at least for major publishers, more of their back catalog. I mean, especially Capcom has been doing this. Konami's had a few. Obviously Sega's always tossing out a collection of something. Although I wish they would kind of move on for the Genesis. Like, maybe do like a Panzer Dragoon collection. Hey, that would be great. Or at least release the remakes you got panned. But yeah, it just, wow, to see MVC2 just, it's honestly pretty awesome. I don't know. Let's see what the features are for these, and who knows? Maybe this is something I'll fire up on the stream.
Polish your fighting skills and combos.
A training mode,
Select online mode to challenge rivals around the world.
of course. Better roll back.
Play co-op in The Punisher. You can also cross over to the museum to view artwork or listen to music from each game.
Hell yeah. Oh, they know.
Versus Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics launches on Nintendo Switch this year.
Obviously, it'll be on more than just the Switch, but it's awesome. That's really awesome.
The latest game in the Mario Party series takes place on an enormous island resort. Get
Wow.
ready to jump into the biggest selection of Mario Party minigames yet in Super Mario Party Jamboree. First, let's see some of the new boards where you'll compete to collect the most stars. Take the escalators to travel between floors in Rainbow Galleria. Use in-game coins to get a star at half price when they're on flash sale. But act fast. Ride around and stay on track in Roll'em Raceway. With the new Turbo Dice item, you can move up to 40 spaces with a lucky roll. Here on Goomba Lagoon,
40 spaces.
the ebb and flow of the tide can change your path. And things really get mixed up when the volcano blows its top. Along with 5 new game boards, 2 boards from previous Mario Party games make their return. Some mini-games are action-packed challenges, speed trials, a battle of wits, and more. and some are controlled by gently shaking or tilting your Joy-Con controllers. With over 110 mini-games, there's a wide variety to enjoy. Also, up to 20 players can go head-to-head online in the Coupathlon mode. Compete against your rivals and aim for first place. Try your best to come out on top.
Looks like it could be fun.
There are even more new modes? The biggest Mario Party yet will soon be underway when the Super Mario Party Jamboree game launches on the Nintendo Switch system October 17th.
That
Did
was
they put the regular mode online now? I don't
Mario
remember.
Party series, Super Mario Party Jamboree, with new boards, mini-games, 20-player online gameplay, and more. Get ready for the biggest Mario Party in series history. And now, please take a look at this.
A new 2D Zelda game? Oh my god.
Hello, everyone. I'm Eiji Aonuma, producer
Playable Zelda.
What you just saw was the latest installment, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom.
Okay, I gotta pause that title screen. Wow. I love how they echoed Breath of the Wild here. So, like, I'm not gonna let him finish because I want to speculate for just a second. Okay, so do you think this is gonna be overhead 2D? Or is this gonna look like the Link's Awakening remake? Because they're using the same graphics design. Although it looks like they've definitely improved things. And do you think that Zelda's actually playable? I think she is. I'm pretty sure she is. Like this, I 3D Zeldas are great, but I love 2D Zelda games. And oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Okay, let's keep
This
going.
time around, Link has vanished. Now it's up to Princess Zelda to step into the protagonist role.
Yes.
You might be thinking, will Zelda fight with a sword then?
No.
Here, we wanted to create a new gameplay style that breaks conventions seen in past Legend of Zelda games with a top-down perspective. To explain more, please take a look at this video.
Wouldn't be that easy.
Stolen away. Across the vast lands of Hyrule, strange rifts have appeared and have taken many people, including Link. Now alone, Zelda meets the fairy Tri, receives a mysterious staff called the Tri-Rod, and sets off on a journey across Hyrule to save her kingdom. By waving the Tri-Rod at a table she found, Zelda learned how to create an imitation of it called an echo. Once you learn an echo of something, you can recreate it whenever you'd like. Even if there's a wall blocking your path, you can create echoes of tables to get a leg up.
Oh,
Just like that.
that's cool though.
You can create wooden boxes, old beds, and unusual things like water blocks. How you use them separately or together is entirely up to you. Learn and create echoes of things you find while exploring Hyrule. You might be surprised at what you discover.
But I want Zelda to kick somebody's butt.
Even battles will look different. You could pick up and throw a rock echo, for example. That's not all, though. You can also create echoes of monsters. After doing so, they'll fight by your side. Monsters have different abilities, so choose the one you want to create based on the situation. Wisdom is key, after all.
I hate that, like, this is absolutely in theme with what you would expect Zelda to be like, but at the same time, you're just like, really? You couldn't even give her the bow? like she has to sit back and cast everything. This is like playing Dante. Nintendo. This is the monkey's paw part of these types of things. I want Zelda to be playable. Great, but you're not getting Link. She's not gonna fight. Like you could use the sexism thing, to kind of, like you know, like you could throw that as like an insult towards this idea. I don't buy that. I think oftentimes people will use the outcry of sexism, you know, or misogyny, you know, in a very general, like in a very general way. You know, they'll see something like this and they'll be like, oh, well, they're just being sexist against Zelda. Apparently Zelda can't fight like Link. And it's like, yeah, I can see that, because like it is a little frustrating. I mean, I just grumbled about it. Like, she doesn't even get the bow. Maybe she does. Maybe they're gonna show that off. I haven't finished the trailer, but like, yeah, I mean, at the same time, what I'm looking at, and I'm just like, you know, this is actually kind of creative, you know, and it still looks like a Zelda game and everything. It just, you know, being able to like replicate stuff, and then, you know, like, and Zelda's whole thing is she has the Triforce of Wisdom. You know, Link has the Triforce of Courage, and Ganon has the Triforce of Power. So, like, thematically and lore-wise, it's all on point. You know, so I can't really hate it for that. So, I mean, I don't see this as being, like, a sexist thing or anything like that. I'm sure somebody will try and twist it like that, because this is 2024 and the internet, but yeah, I don't necessarily think this is a terrible thing. And honestly, I mean, these Nintendo games tend to be kind of like, when it comes to how their female cast is, I think Super Princess Peach was like their big, maybe we should have done that moment. So, because it seems like since then they've tried to be a little better about it. But yeah, I do sometimes feel like characters like Zelda do take a back seat in some ways. You know, Samus kind of gets gets a fair shake, but I think that's because that's based more on the Ripley character, who was, you know, like from Aliens, who was already kind of like a badass, you know, in that movie. So, and that's what Metroid is really just kind of based on, is the Alien franchise. Like a lot of things back then were. So, you know, but like in terms of modern Nintendo, yeah, I mean, it does seem like they do kind of like try to find ways to do this, but it's all good. It's all good. I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't hate what I'm looking at. I think this is awesome, and I'm excited. So let's see what else we got. Oh, that looks fun.
In a Hyrule without Link, the fate of the kingdom is now in Zelda's hands.
How was that? I hope you enjoyed this demonstration of the Echo ability, which channels Princess Zelda's wisdom. There are a lot of echoes in this game. To be honest, I haven't counted them all yet. How you solve puzzles and battle enemies will change depending on the echoes used. In short, we've created a game where each player's experience will be different. The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom launches September 26th.
Wow,
A
I'm playing
Nintendo
it.
Switch Lite system inspired by the Legend of Zelda series.
Oh my god, Nintendo. I don't want to buy this. Why do you do this to me? I'm not buying this. I can't. This will be like the only Switch that's going to be like super expensive, isn't it?
Series will also be available at launch. We hope you're looking forward to playing as Zelda in this new adventure. Now, I'd like to return this moment I'd stolen away back to Mr. Takahashi.
Thank you, Mr.
Yep,
Aonuma.
I'm streaming it.
Please look forward to the newest entry.
There's so many awesome games coming out this year.
Let's see a few more headlines.
Let loose and party on.
Always Just Dance. I'm amazed that these still get made. There has to be at least a pretty decent community buying these, you know?
I'ma do me, I'm gonna dye my hair. I don't care, the world is mine. You better listen up. You don't wanna waste my time. We taking over, flipping the script. You better watch out, boy. This is how we live. You know I'm a fighter. My vibes take you higher. Head to toe, I'm designer. Get your hands in the air, but you just can't touch me now. Oh boy, we're not the ones to be messed with, 'cause we are on top of our game right now. We got the boss vibes.
It's kind of mesmerizing.
All night. Them good times, good times. Get your hands in the air, but you just can't touch me now.
A new LEGO adventure is on the horizon.
Yeah, we saw this.
It's the world of Horizon in LEGO form. Join Machine
PlayStation Publishing,
to
LLC.
save the world from an ancient
How weird is it to see that in a Nintendo trailer? PlayStation.
evil. Journey through lush landscapes. Dive deep into the cauldrons. Climb up onto tall necks and traverse other locations inspired by the original game. But be careful. Swarms of machines are lurking everywhere. Use an array of gadgets like blast boots and gravity bombs to hunt them down. From the nimble watchers to mighty sawtooths. You might even come across the fearsome Thunderjaw. As you progress, you can help Aloy rebuild her home and customize her appearance with lots of outfits. Oh, and you don't have to explore this vast wilderness alone. Team up with familiar faces from the world of Horizon in 2-player local or online co-op. LEGO Horizon Adventures launches on Nintendo Switch this holiday.
So weird to me.
A stray's journey begins.
Wow. How long has this game been out? I was kidding. No, kitty.
Experience a decaying cyber city through the eyes of a cat separated from their family and friends. Explore alongside a drone known as B-12 to find your way home. Carefully climb to the highest heights. Create new paths for yourself.
This looks like a title Digital Foundry would love to have a comparison for.
Think like a cat to make your way through the city.
This game is actually really cool.
Not everyone is excited to have you slinking around, including hordes of hostile creatures ready to swarm. Keep exploring to venture into more areas of this unfamiliar world and make your way back to safety. Stray finds its way onto Nintendo Switch this holiday. Welcome home, Hobbit. If you've ever wanted to live like a hobbit from The Lord of the Rings, now a leisurely existence nestled away in an idyllic, quiet corner of Middle-earth can be yours. Customize your appearance, decorate your home, and settle into life in the Shire. As a newcomer to the little haven of Bywater, you'll befriend your neighbors, work together to solve problems, and even share a meal.
Okay, these kind of games have to be selling well. Because like every Nintendo Switch Direct is loaded with these kind of games, right? Like it's actually kind of crazy how many you see. Like it's become a meme, right? The whole family farm life like type thing. Like these like are just it's gotta be a successful genre, right? Like I don't know. It's just crazy how many of these you see. Also, I want to be the fly on the wall for the meeting that pitched a Hobbit Lord of the Rings game like this.
Or 3. Explore, garden, fish, forage, and cook. The best way to build a Hobbit community is by hosting a dinner party with your homemade dishes. Plus, you can trade with your neighbors for unique decorations or special ingredients for even tastier meals. Friendly hobbits and familiar faces await your arrival when Tales of the Shire launches on the Nintendo Switch system this holiday.
Just still weird to me.
Investigate, interrogate, checkmate.
Ace Attorney.
2 Ace Attorney spin-off games, including a sequel that was previously unreleased outside of Japan, are coming to Nintendo Switch as one collection. As the prolific prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, take the case out of the courtroom and investigate crime scenes. Gather information by interviewing people and inspecting evidence. Then use the power of logic to solve challenging cases. Enjoy all new hand-drawn character visuals from the original series character designer, or swap to the original sprites for a more classic look. Take a break from your investigation to explore the gallery, where you'll find character art, music, including orchestral arrangements, and more. Past and present collide as you uncover the truth at any cost. Ace Attorney Investigations Collection launches on Nintendo Switch September 6th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
I'm not a fan of the DRM stuff that Capcom's been putting in their games lately, but I gotta give them respect for releasing collections of their games.
昨日と変わらない普通の一日。いつもの街、いつもの光景。毎日それが続く。なんだよこれ。なんなんだよ。あ、くそ。
After a devastating attack by unknown assailants, Takumi Samino's life gets turned upside down. A mysterious school mascot suddenly appears. While Takumi manages to get out of harm's way, he's then forced to enroll at the Last Defense Academy, along with 15 other students. Their mission is to defend the school from hostile student enemies for 100 days. An academy shrouded in secrecy. And the unavoidable loss of allies. Can Takumi survive this 100-day trial, colored by extreme and despair, and return to his normal life? The creators of Danganronpa present the 100-line Last Defense Academy, launching on Nintendo Switch early next year.
I'm just gonna say that looked weirdly weird.
Embark on a saga spanning generations. A full remake of Romancing Saga 2 is marching on to Nintendo Switch. Rule and expand the Empire of Beren across multiple generations, while challenging the legendary 7 heroes who have turned to darkness. In combat, use returning Saga features like glimmers to learn skills, and formations to enhance abilities. Turn-based battles have also evolved into timeline battles, where the action order is key. Innovative features like United Attack can also help with strategy. How will you expand your empire? And in which order will you fight the 7 heroes? Every decision you make will dramatically alter the course of the story. Safeguard your empire's future and protect your legacy from peril. Otherwise, the vengeful 7 heroes may emerge victorious. Romancing Saga 2: Revenge of the Seven launches on Nintendo Switch October 24th.
That one didn't look that great to me.
Hope you're excited to experience the full remake of Romancing Saga 2. That's almost everything for today's Nintendo Direct. Next will be our last announcement. Please take a look.
Oh no, is this Metroid? Yes. This has to be Metroid Prime 4. Wow, look at this glow up. Of course. So far, it's very Metroid Prime looking. Oh. We have a new baddie. With Metroids?
That was a first look at Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. After a very long time, we are finally able to share more information about this title. Release is planned for 2025, so please wait a little bit longer. We hope you're looking forward to Samus Aran's new adventure. That's all for today's Nintendo Direct. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, that was awesome. I got it. I guess yeah, last little reveal. Bro's got 2 Metroids with him. Man, these things just kind of keep popping up, don't they? They're hanging out like they're his bodyguards, too. That's interesting. I don't know. Like, I see this, and I'm just like... It's very pretty. But... I'm sticking to my guns on this. I really do think that you're gonna get like a whole bunch of Switch titles from Nintendo, at least on the first party sense, you know, that are gonna be like, hey, yeah, you could totally play this on your Switch, but it's gonna be a lot better looking on your Switch too. I definitely think that's gonna be the case for this game. Like, this just screams like, you know, we can do this better on the Switch too. Like, this has the classic Switch blurred graphics and low texture detail and all that. Still looks pretty dang good, all things considered, but... But this absolutely looks like graphic fidelity would be ramped up a lot more with the Switch successor. This is going to be pretty nuts to see. Yeah, you can see like the geometry detail is just not as good, and yeah. So we got the loadout here. Okay, so we got the map in the upper corner, and here too. Oh, that's like a radar and a map. Health up top, and then you got your weapons here. Interesting loadout. Internal organ failure and biofluid hemorrhage confirmed. Vital signs weak and deteriorating rapidly. Whoa, what was that? What else we got? Okay, so it looks like there's a space pirate assault happening on a Galactic Federation base. And then here, let's see if we can slow down the speed a little bit here. Ah, we don't need the music. They're transporting something away. Oh, it's like a base or something. More pirates floating in. Yeah, this don't look bad for a Switch title at all. Yeah, the alpha effects and everything. Interesting design on this guy, because there's like a little bit of like a it looks like he's got an arm cannon going on there. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, so you see he's got like an arm cannon going on here, and then he's got the shoulder spike. Definitely has a like I'm sure this is intended to be like reminiscent of a Samus Aran's armor suit, the power suit. Just interesting that there's just two Metroids just hanging out with him though. That's like the biggest weird thing about this trailer, obviously. But yeah. So no Mother Brain though. So I wonder who this guy is. Definitely walks in like he owns the place. He's got that like, what the hell are you doing here look. Just cool villain design. I like this armor set a lot. Oh man. Alright, I'll put the speed back to normal. So what else did we have here? So we had the Zelda trailer, right? Where was that at? Drop down a little bit. Yeah, so we had the Zelda trailer. Honestly, I liked it. I know there's going to be people complaining that, she's not running around with like a bow and arrow and shooting everything, but I actually think that the gameplay mechanic is very good because it allows people, like one of the complaints about Zelda games, especially 2D Zelda games, is that they're kind of linear, and you're mostly just running around solving puzzles through actions you perform in the world, and then you got your sword and shield and all that kind of stuff, and basically the items are how you win the game. Getting the gauntlet and the wands and all that kind of stuff. So the mechanics she's got going on here, well, that's cool. I didn't see that before. Little dungeon area. Over here too, up in the mountains, and oh, you can see a whole bunch. This could be very fun to explore this Hyrule. I wonder what Hyrule map they're going to use, if they're going to use one from an older game. Like, is this going to be... this doesn't look like the Breath of the Wild map. This could be based on the Link to the Past map, maybe? Seems a little different, though. So I think this is going to be like a brand new Hyrule design. You can bomb the cliff there.
Hello, everyone. I'm Eiji Aonuma,
I want that
producer
shirt.
of the Legend of Zelda series. What you just saw was the latest installment, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. This time around, Link has vanished. Now it's up to Princess Zelda to...
Oh, I just realized there's 2 distinct mountain ranges here. Because of the volcano range over here. And oh, that's just... So it's not combined like it normally is.
step into the protagonist role. You might be thinking, will Zelda fight with a sword then? Here, we wanted to create a new gameplay style that breaks conventions seen in past Legend of Zelda games with a top-down perspective. To explain more, please take a look at this video.
Alright.
Stolen away. Across the vast lands of Hyrule, strange rifts have appeared and have taken many people, including Link. Now alone, Zelda meets the fairy Tri, receives a mysterious staff called the Tri-Rod, and sets off on a journey across Hyrule to save her kingdom. By waving the Tri-Rod at a table she found, Zelda learned how to create an imitation of it called an echo. Once you learn an echo of something, you can recreate it whenever you'd like.
So, there has to be a limitation to this that you upgrade throughout the game. Like, I can't imagine that they're just going to let you spam these as much as you want. You'll probably be able to, like, have 2 out, maybe a third, and then the next one disappears or something like that.
Even if there's a wall blocking your path,
Because, like, here it shows she's making 3.
to get a leg up. Just like that. You can create wooden...
But there's nothing here that shows you, like, an indicator, like, how many she can make or anything. So that's kind of interesting.
boxes, old beds, and unusual things like water blocks. How you use them separately or together is entirely up to you. Learn and create echoes of things you find while exploring Hyrule. You might be surprised at what you discover. Even battles will look different. You could pick up and throw a rock echo, for example. That's not all, though. You can also create echoes of monsters. After doing so, they'll fight by your side. Monsters have different abilities, so choose the one you want to create based on the situation. Wisdom is key, after all.
That's cool. I think people will come around to it.
In a Hyrule without Link, the fate of the kingdom is now in Zelda's hands.
How was that? I hope you enjoyed this demonstration of the Echo ability, which channels Princess Zelda's wisdom. There are a lot of echoes in this game. To be honest, I haven't counted them all yet. How you solve puzzles and battle enemies will change depending on the echoes used. In short, we've created a game where each player's experience will be different. The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom launches September 26th. A Nintendo Switch Lite system inspired by the Legend of Zelda series will also be available at launch. We hope you're looking forward to playing.
Yeah, I can't complain. I definitely can't complain. I would say that this Direct has been pretty darn amazing, to be honest. Like, if you're not a fan of Nintendo style games, obviously I can see why you'd be like, no. But this one just blows my mind. This is just crazy. I was not expecting to see a new Mario and Luigi game at all. And it looks great. It looks fun. Like, looks really, really good. The title's just... So, I mean, I will give it credit. At least it's not like Revenge or, Beyond or something. But it does look really good, and I feel like this is another game that's going to benefit from the Switch 2's increased power. You know, the texture work here just looks like it will definitely be sharpened up, and you know, with higher resolutions and stuff. You know, maybe Nintendo will learn what anti-aliasing is. That would be impressive. Oh yeah, this was the World Championship thing. I mean, this one was cool, but I wasn't like the biggest fan of the World Championship stuff. I actually thought it would be a lot better if they brought out NES Remix again. You know, like I feel like NES Remix really needs to get off of the 3DS and the Wii U and be brought to the Switch platform. And maybe that's still on the table. You know, like I'm not mad that this exists. I think it's cool. I just think that the NES Remix series was better than that, because not only could you do the standard type of, you know, speedrun challenges, but the remix ideas and levels, like Link and Super Mario Brothers, you know, things like that. You know, Kid Icarus and a Metroid level, like things like that were just really cool. And not only did was I hoping that they would do that, but I was originally hoping that they would continue the series and do like a Super NES remix or a Game Boy remix or something, because like it's a crazy potential for a series, and it's just weird that Nintendo never did anything with it after releasing on the Wii U. And to be fair, I get it. I'm sure it wasn't like a big seller, but I don't think the World Championships game is going to be either. So, this was Fairy Tail. This one is interesting because they're I heard that this game came out in 2 parts on the Apple Arcade, and fun note about this is that these aren't pre-rendered graphics, the backgrounds. So the game looks like it's pre-rendered, like an old, you know, Squaresoft game from like a PlayStation era, where it looks like it's pre-rendered graphics with polygon stuff on top of it. Actually, these are all models. They actually built physical models of the world, and then photographed it, scanned it, videoed it, and all that kind of stuff, and then placed the 3D models on top of that. So it's not pre-rendered; it's made. I don't know how to, like, what you would call it, but it's a really cool effect. You know, this video doesn't really show it off too well, but
skills are the ticket to winning battles.
But it does look really cool. I heard that once they actually got done making the game, though, yeah, all of this is like real, like, model trees and everything. Anyways, I heard that when they made this game and it released and everything, the game didn't do all that great, and which makes sense. It's Apple Arcade. Nobody really, you know. Anyways, so all of the set design and all that was torn down and gotten rid of. There probably won't be a sequel to this game ever. But I also heard that this game came out in 2 parts, and the first part is actually really fun and great, but the second part's kind of a slog. And I think part of that is because the budget and funding vision and all that kind of stuff kind of didn't pan out, and so I think the second half was just weaker as a result of that. I've heard people kind of call it a slog to get through. And suppose this game is a lot harder than it looks. You know, I don't know how true any of that is. I would be very curious to try this game out. You know, I don't know if I would like rush out to buy it right away. Maybe I'd get it on sale. It's a game that just looks really interesting, but I'm just not sure how much I would actually like want to play it. Ooh, sorry, I had to sneeze. But yeah, I'm not sure how much I would actually want to play it. Like, it's just that kind of game where it looks like, you've seen probably tons of games like this where it looks really interesting, but you're not really sure you want to spend the money on it. So maybe there's a demo or something. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to try it out.
Entered to a separate dimension and fight them later.
This concept's cool.
The more enemies there are, the more you can wipe out in one shot.
Let them go!
Now, let us save the world together.
Fantasian Neo Dimension launches on Nintendo Switch this holiday.
Or Mistwalker.
Another sport is coming to Spoko Switch.
This looks really cool too. Focus Interactive, huh? Or Focus Entertainment. Yeah. I did notice that the number of 2025 things in here. Although it's funny that at least one of them had a release date. Definitely look cool though.
Your character in up to 4 players.
This one was interesting just because like I've complained in the past about like not really complained but maybe observed that you don't really see games like this anymore where you know you have a licensed property you know type thing. Like these types of games were super common when I was a kid. Like they had a licensed version of everything. A new movie was coming out, there was going to be a video game for it. TV show didn't matter. Like we had a home improvement video game. Like we had just weird like licensed stuff. Because that was back when licenses for games were licenses for a lot of things were a lot cheaper. And the companies got greedy and they were like, oh, well, you're going to license our product? Well, I mean, I guess that's going to cost you. And now nobody really licenses anything anymore. But, you know, of course, with all the consolidation in all the industries, it's like 5 companies own all the IPs now. So, you know, there's that too. But yeah, you used to see more games like this. You used to see games based on cartoons more, you know, games based on any movie that was coming out. Like what came out this year? Mad Max? There's no new Mad Max video game, right? How many Marvel games have you seen based on any of the movies, right? You don't even really see Marvel games really in general, you know, and the few that have come out have kind of bombed. They haven't really been that great. Unless you're talking like, you know, Spider-Man or something like that, right? But even then, you have what? Spider-Man that came out on the PS4 years ago. And then you just had Spider-Man 2 release, and that's kind of about it. I know that, you know, they've announced like, oh, they're working on the Wolverine game and there's supposedly a Wonder Woman game and stuff like that. But like, odds are you're probably not going to see either of those until the PlayStation 6. You know, so it's just like, you know, we're kind of past that era of games that are just, you know, hey, here's a game like this one. It's just a wacky sports game, right?
What's up, Doc?
That's all, folks.
Yeah, like what were they playing here? Basketball, I think, or something. Yeah, tennis, basketball, and stuff like that. Like this one, you know. And it's literally just tennis. There's nothing fancy about it. I mean, obviously, there's probably some gimmick to the game or something like that, but like, it's just tennis, right? Like Mario Sports or something like that, right? It's just a sports game with an arcade type twist to it. You know, here's some of the characters from Looney Tunes stuff sitting around in the crowd, and you know, like there's nothing fancy. It reminds me, there was a game that came out for the Super Nintendo years ago. Obviously, that was it's called Tiny Toon Adventures Wacky Sports Challenge. You know, it's just a goofy arcade type game with the Tiny Toon Adventures license slapped on it. Low key, pretty fun game actually. But you know, that was when Konami could make anything good. You know, but yeah, I mean, you just don't see games like this anymore. So I'm glad that like, you know, it does feel like we're kind of getting a couple more of these here and there. You know, like this Switch Direct showed, you know, there was a Haba game. You know, so like maybe it's a sign that things are changing for the better again, that nature is healing. Because like, I'll be honest, a lot of these games weren't really that great. Like the reason why they slapped a licensed title on it is because they knew the game wasn't that great, but they needed something to sell it. Right? So they would be like, oh, well, you know, we have a mediocre sports game, you know, for kids. Let's slap a, you know, Looney Tunes license on it. And I'm sure that kids will eat it up because it's Looney Tunes, right? Like that type of thing. But yeah, I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. The market needs games like this. These games, like I've said this before, people often kind of misunderstand about sales. Like nowadays, every company wants the line to go up when it comes to sales, right? More money for the shareholders. But you need games. I'm not going to say that don't sell, because that's a weird way of putting it. But like, if you have an ecosystem, depending on the audience you want to attract, but we're going to use video games here because that's what we're talking about. The question that you have to ask yourself is, why did PlayStation put the Horizon Zero Dawn Lego game on the Switch? Right? Like, you notice it wasn't announced for the Xbox. It was announced for the Switch. Well, one, they consider Xbox a bigger rival than Nintendo because there's different markets in their mind, right? But here's the funny thing about that. What market is Nintendo serving that PlayStation hasn't been? And the answer is obvious. Younger audiences. Not necessarily kids, right? Because, like, as an adult, I think the game looks kind of fun. But when I play it, I'm not going to rush on buying new, but, you know, but it looks fun, right? It's a game that you don't really get that kind of, like, exposure to on the PlayStation platform. I'm not saying that Lego games don't exist on a Sony game platforms, because they have, but, like, you don't really think PlayStation and kid-friendly anymore. A lot of people think PlayStation, they think more for, like, the college kid or the adult. They don't think kids anymore. They haven't for a while. Microsoft's kind of like that too. It's not that Microsoft lacks games like that. It's just that when you look at the Microsoft ecosystem, you're not thinking that. You're thinking more aggressive, like, mature style games. You're looking at Hellblade, or you're looking at Call of Duty or something like that, right? You're not thinking like, you know, or Gears of War, right? You're not thinking fun, family friendly, or, you know, just games that are designed for audiences that are just niche or off the beaten path, right? And, like, this is something that Nintendo, I'm going to say, stumbled into, but I think the issue is here is Nintendo hasn't really stopped serving those audiences. They make those dumb, goofy, wacky experiences. And so, you know, those are still around. I mean, look, this game is in the same trailer as the Nintendo Switch Sports basketball update, right? Who the hell is rushing out to buy Nintendo Switch Sports? Nobody. I'm sure it's selling okay at the Switch. Everything sells on a Switch. But, like, if you think about it, like, what is, what has Nintendo been doing for decades? They've been continuing to serve this audience of people who aren't necessarily always rushing out to buy Call of Duty or anything like that. I mean, they still, like, I can tell you right now, Nintendo would love to have Call of Duty games on their Switch, right? But, like, and there would be an audience for that. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 on the Wii U probably still has people playing it as lobbies. It's kind of nuts. But I'm just saying, like, there is an audience for games that don't necessarily sell well, but it's good to have them for your platform because it helps fill out your library, and more important than filling out your library is it helps make the library feel more full and complete, and it becomes a much more attractive proposition. So Dad gets his Call of Duty machine, but hey, the kids can play Looney Tunes Sports, like that type of thing, right? And vice versa. You buy the Switch, and maybe when you're playing this, you happen to see the new Metroid game. Well, two totally different types of games for two totally different types of audiences, but maybe there's some cross-purchase potential there, right? It's just, we have become so hyper-focused on just the biggest games being released for platforms that titles like this slip through the cracks now, if they even get released at all. Because people are so dismissive now. It's not, the three major Nintendo games that were shown in this trailer or in this direct. Oh, never mind. Can't have that, right? It wasn't the new Mario Luigi. It wasn't the new, Zelda, and it wasn't new Metroid. Well, forget the rest of it. But yeah, it's just, I really do feel like games like this, as weird as it seems, because you look at this and you're like, who's really buying this? They need to exist. There's actually, I don't know what company it is, but they've been cranking out like DreamWorks and Avatar and, what was it, Hotel Transylvania? Like all those games, they're not good games. They're competently made games. They're not like the Control Finder, but they're very, like, these are meant for very young audiences, like 5-6 years old. the Switch is where you find the majority of those games. And not only that, but physically on a shelf. So parents can easily pick them up for, like birthdays and stuff like that. That's one of the big appeals of physical titles from a retailing perspective, is that they make great impulse buys for parents, right? Like, and this is something, working in retail, I see this a lot where, there's the budget section of games and, there's a racing game that nobody's ever heard of. You know who's buying that? Mom at a Walmart or mom at a Target or mom at a Kohl's or whatever, right? Or dad or whatever, right? Like, the little kid's like, mommy, I need this game. What is this game? Oh, it's a $20 racing game. It doesn't look offensive at all to the parent. It's $20 and it shuts the kid up. Versus the $70 purchase, that $20, racing game purchase, starts to look a lot more appealing. And kids aren't very discriminate when it comes to that kind of stuff. Yeah, sure, they have their dreams about the big boy games, but, they'll take what they get their hands on. They don't have their own ability to rush out and buy stuff usually. So, if it's Hotel Transylvania, the game, or nothing, well, guess what? That's what they're getting. And yeah, that's kind of the market these games serve. So I do think that, like, seeing more games like this is actually a good thing for the industry, as long as they continue to sell well enough to be made, I guess. But yeah, that's my little spiel about that. Otherwise, this game right here was just weird to me. Cool though, like, I really like this idea of, like, you're not growing crops, you're growing your monsters, like, with monster parts and stuff. And then you run around and they're like Pikmin. Sorry for the blurry video, but that's actually the Nintendo, like, that's the whatever, compression or whatever. And then you're fighting monsters and you can fuse them together for bigger monsters. It was just, and then there's an RPG story, because why not? This just seemed very, like, weird and quirky and cool. Again, not necessarily a game that I would rush out to buy, but tempting to play if I saw it. And I believe this was a Marvelous game. So this might actually, this is Marvelous. So this might actually end up on the PC at some point, for a cheaper price. I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't know. Who knows? It might stay on the Switch. But I was like, yeah, this was kind of refreshing to see, to be honest. So, and then of course, good old Donkey Kong Country HD. What was this one? Oh, the Dragon Quest remake. This just looks really pretty and good. Weird to keep all the sprite stuff and then replace everything else with like 3D polygons, but it looks like they're keeping some of the textures as sprite design too. It's a very striking effect, though, I'll give it that. And then having 1 and 2 there as well is going to be awesome. This game looked terrible. The Funko Pop game just looked garbage. Yeah. Speaking of licensed games, sometimes you get the Looney Tunes sports games, and sometimes you get whatever the heck this thing is. It does not look good. And maybe the graphics actually are better looking than this, and the developer making this is just the best they could do on the Switch. To be fair, right? Because I think I saw the trailer for this during either the Xbox or Sony presentation. I think it was the Xbox presentation. And I remember it looking a little better than this. But it still doesn't look good. Not even like gameplay wise. I do like the Shaun of the Dead reference there, but like, not even gameplay wise, it just doesn't look good. So I don't know. Kudos to the Funko for trying to do something different, and I'd rather have this kind of stuff than the plastic waste that they make now. But yeah, Luigi's Mansion 2. I'm definitely playing this for the stream. Depamen, not really my thing, but yeah. The Metal Slug game was okay. Like, they're obviously just reusing the sprites from Metal Slug games before, but it's okay. Not really my cup of tea on this. I really wish they just make a new Metal Slug game with new sprite art. They've been reusing the same Metal Slug sprite art for like ever. Let's see, Darkest Dungeon 2, yeah. Yeah, again, as I was saying before, don't play the Link to the Past, the Game Boy Advance version, when you have access to the superior Super Nintendo version. Four Swords is fun though, but what I would love to see is the GameCube Four Swords Adventures remade for, or like, brought back or whatever. Like, Four Swords Adventures is an awesome game. That is a Zelda game that everybody has forgotten. They're like, oh yeah, that was a thing, right? Yep. Yes, it was. There you go, YouTube people. There's a video for you. Zelda games everybody forgot about. And you don't even have to mention CDI games. So, Metroid Zero Mission, absolutely worth playing. Amazing game. This was kind of funny to me, Turok Dinosaur Hunter. I mean, the Night Dive remaster is pretty darn good. So I'm not sure why you would want to play this, unless you really just didn't want to buy the Night Dive version and you happen to have a Nintendo Switch Online. But sure, yeah, it's still a great game. When this game came out on the N64, it was very mind-blowing at the time for people. Because this played and looked smoother than almost anything that was on the PlayStation in terms of first-person shooters. And the gameplay design on this is not Doom. It's more Metroid. Lots of backtracking and secret areas and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, Doom had secret areas, but you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like running around just murdering everything in sight. Of course, dinosaurs. Who doesn't love dinosaurs? So, yeah, definitely cool for its time, but I don't think it's aged the best. And I hate using that phrase, but like, I think that when it comes to what you can do with 3D, like first-person shooters now, I don't think that Turok is aged bad in the sense of like its uniqueness, but I do think that in terms of first-person campaigns, not just from a narrative but from a gameplay perspective as well, I think Turok has aged a little bit. Still very good though, so play it if you want. But I would recommend the Night Dive remaster if you're gonna play it. And then the other one that they had here was the Perfect Dark, which I remember the frame rate running a little crappier than this, but this is the high res mode. So I'm wondering if they just cleaned up the frame rate. Interesting that the Perfect Dark reveal here after they just revealed it from the Nintendo or from the Xbox Direct. But yeah, Perfect Dark was the most ambitious game on the N64. It barely freaking ran. The frame rate was atrocious on this game. Just enough to be playable. I think it was like 10 to 15 frames max. And when you used the high-res mode, it looked really pretty with the RAM expansion, but the frame rate tanked even further than that. So, yeah, not known for the best frame rate, but it was definitely pushing the N64 at the time. Phantom Brave. This looked cute. If I was a fan of the cutesy RPG type stuff, I'd be all over this. But I liked it. I thought it was neat looking. It's good to have cozy games like this too, and the Switch seems loaded with them. This is just mind-blowing to see. The Marvel vs. Capcom collection. This I almost want to buy just to support Capcom. And thank them for finally releasing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 from old console hell. And then the Mario Party. Yeah, Mario Party isn't really my thing. This looks fun. But I wasn't sure if there was a way to play the actual boards with other players with online co-op. Because it'd be kind of fun to be able to hop on, play a game of Mario Party with total strangers, you know, or friends if you had them. But it looks like they only have the online mode for like mini games, which is okay, you know, sure, whatever. Let's see. Yep, the Zelda trailer. Which, I mean, yeah, it looks good. I can't complain. Just Dance, because people apparently still keep buying these. And then, yeah, the Switch Horizon game. And you can tell it's on the Switch because, you know, it's not the best graphical fidelity. But I do think that putting this on the Switch is a smart move for Sony. And like I said, it's just surreal to see a Sony published game on a Nintendo platform. Stray. Surprised it took this long to come out onto the Switch, but if you like really interesting, weird games, like this isn't weird in like a bad way, just the design of it is like you're a cat going through a city, and you know, and it's not what you think, but it's cool. I don't think it outstays its welcome at all. Let's see, what else was in here? Oh, the Hobbit game. Yeah, this one just kind of, again, not necessarily a bad thing to have on a platform. I just think that the Switch is like loaded with these kind of games. Ace Attorney Collection. I like the memes from Ace Attorney. The games I've never really played. Maybe one day. This game was weird. This 100 Days. When I saw it was made by the people who made Danganronpa, I was like, yeah, okay, I could see why. But just like the alien designs are weird, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could be cool, but yeah, technical RPG things. And then this was the Romancing Saga. I didn't think this one looked that like great. I think you have to be a fan of Romancing Saga already to really like it. And then, yep, there we go. Metroid. I'm really happy to like I'm glad they started showing off this game. It's crazy to think that this game's announcement happened, what, 7 years ago almost? I don't think Nintendo wants to repeat that again, but wow. It's such a premature announcement. This game was rebooted twice in development. So finally they handed it back to Retro Studios and they were like, do something with this. Which, judging by the trailer, I think they did a lot with it. So my hype levels are through the roof on this game for sure. As a matter of fact, I would love to go back and replay the Metroid Prime games again because they're all just so good. Yeah. Anyways, all right. So, all said, that was a pretty awesome Nintendo Direct. And honestly, I know people are going to say the Xbox Showcase was the best one. And actually, okay, so the PlayStation State of Play was good, but for the most part, none of the games were really all that exciting to me, except for Astrobot. Concord was kind of meh. The other titles looked okay, but Astrobot's really what stood out to me. For the Xbox presentation, most of it was them just showing off games they've already announced. a while ago, like the Indiana Jones game or things like that. But, you know, Call of Duty, and they spent a big amount of time in that presentation, like talking up how they just bought all these studios. And now apparently, you know, Microsoft has a legacy of making World of Warcraft games, which they didn't. They just bought Activision last year. But other than that, I thought that the reveals during the Xbox presentation were pretty good. You know, the Indiana Jones trailer, as goofy some of the parts were, it was indie. I mean, it felt indie. You know, it looked good. Certainly worth playing, I think, or at least trying it out. You know, announcing a new Gears of War title, things like that. I liked it. I can't say I didn't like the Xbox presentation at all. Did it blow my pants off like some people were saying? No, not at all. But that said, the amount of real interesting surprises to me as somebody who wants to rush out and buy a game at some point, give me a second. I'm gonna take a drink. Let's see here. I would say no. I would have to say this Nintendo Direct was better. But that's to me personally. The new Mario and Luigi title looked amazing. The fact that they were making a new Mario and Luigi title was like, whoa. The obviously Zelda playable game, like 2D, like you had me at all of that, right? And the Metroid trailer just yeah, bam. Like to see this game in motion is just beautiful. A lot of the other reveals weren't really that amazing, but they were all pretty good. And the ones that Capcom, like the Ace Attorney collection, that's awesome. The Marvel vs. Capcom collection is just chef's kiss, just amazing. You know, Fantasian being announced was great. And then there was some other interesting titles, as I've discussed. So, if it's not better than the Xbox Direct, I would at least say that it's right next to it. For me personally, the games that Nintendo has shown off edge out some of the games that Microsoft has, shown off. But I will say, Nintendo has always placed a better emphasis on showing its games rather than just showing trailers for its games. Like, one of the things you noticed here was none of these games were CGI trailers. These were all, here's gameplay of the game you're gonna play. Maybe it's not actually what you're gonna see, but it's in engine. It's showing you gameplay, like that type of thing, right? It might be scripted, but it's still what you're gonna, the experience should be similar to what you're gonna get when you buy the game. And and that's just not something you saw in a lot of the other trailers from the Summer Game Fest. So it was nice to see this. And yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give this a 10 out of 10 because I think it was pretty damn amazing. And yeah, 7 years, Metroid Prime, finally. Just unbelievable. I just read one of the comments on Nintendo's Direct video. It says, I felt the ground shake. If it's 1,000 Arlos cried out. Arlo is gonna melt down if he hasn't already. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna wrap up this stream. Like I said, I was just doing this for the Nintendo Direct. And as soon as the stream's done, I will upload this to YouTube and get that going. And it'll go live for my YouTube audience, later this afternoon. I have a few things I got to do today, so it's been busy for me. And that's one of the reasons I haven't been streaming as much. I just don't have time to sit down and really stream for more than like an hour or two. And I don't really want to do just an hour or two of streaming because by the time you're getting going on everything, you're already done. So I just haven't really been able to dedicate like an actual amount of time to sit down. I'm hoping to be able to do that today. I'm not going to make any promises, but yeah, I definitely have some plans to at least do that. But we'll see how today shakes out. Like I said, I have a lot of things I have to get done today. Things should start calming down after next week. You know, probably towards the middle or end of next week, things should calm down a little bit. But it's just been hectic, and like I said, I'm hoping to kind of get a more sane streaming schedule again. I knew this was going to happen when I kind of started returning back to streaming, but I'm trying to make an effort. It's just not been easy. But I suppose this is how every streamer kind of gets started, right? So, all right, enough about me. I hope you guys have a great day, and yeah, I'm really hoping you guys liked the Nintendo Direct. I thought it was pretty cool, and I hope you guys did too. So let me know what you think, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Take care now. Bye-bye.